Good morning. Good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it on this Wednesday, April 29th. Hope that you're having a wonderful day today. And look, this is Paul G., and I am so delighted to have on the line the youth pastor at Faith Tabernacle Christian Center, Sean Richardson, better known as Sean Rich. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, man. What's going on?
Hey, nothing much, man. Look, it's a whole lot better now since I'm talking to you. So, and look, we're going to talk about, for those who have heard the advertisement, Faith Tabernacle is having their Christian Prom for 2026. And I want you to tell us a little bit about what the Christian Prom is all about.
All right, so a Christian prom, man, is basically a prom where the environment has been set up. You know, it's going to be in a Christian environment. And what I mean by that is, you know, at our prom, we only promote and play like Christian music. You know, we're going to play a variety of, you know, Christian music, Christian hip hop, contemporary Christian, you know, gospel. But the environment is set up. It's a Christian environment, you know. But it's for anybody that wants to come, you know what I'm saying? The other thing that we make sure we do, we always bring in a national recording gospel artist for our prom. And then another thing that we actually do is at the end of our prom, we always make sure that we make a call for salvation as well. So the environment is conducive, set up for a Christian environment.
Oh man, that's awesome. Now, what brought this about? Because this is not your first time of having a Christian prom.
Well, we've been doing the prom now, man, for over 20-some years. When we first started it, you know, it was really basically about, you know, a lot of kids when they're coming up, you know, they got the prom that they have at the school, you know, and they have all these different functions, even when you just talk about young people, you know, that they got going on. And we just wanted to create something that we can do as a alternative for our kids to be able to come, and Christian kids to be able to come out and enjoy, celebrate, have a good time, have fun, still enjoying themselves, but being in a more conducive environment that's conducive for believers. And so that was really the start of it, man, just trying to give them something to do, you know, just like anything else that we create, you know, to try to keep kids from, we know that they want to have fun and enjoy themselves, so we try to create an environment that they can do that where they don't have to necessarily be amongst all of some of the other stuff that's going on outside in the world, but still letting them know that they can have a good time. So that's why we started the prom, that create an environment for them to be able to have fun, those environments, and not necessarily be in a secular, worldly environment to have that fun.
Awesome. Because, you know, for those who are listening, you know, we've all had proms, and, you know, you have a good time, you with your friends, with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but at those school proms, there are some other temptations that come about with it, you know, either within the prom or outside of the prom. And so this Christian prom kind of alleviates that, right?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like, I mean, if we keep it real, let's be honest. I know, like, when I went to my high school prom, which was many, many years ago, like, the whole goal, man, like, I went in there, I took pictures, and we just left. Like, It really wasn't, you know, the whole goal. If you keep it real, most of the time, the prom, the whole goal is set around just coming in, taking pictures, and then you leaving with your friends to go drink, party, you know, all kind of stuff that actually goes on that you shouldn't be involved in.
Yeah.
That you shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, as our parents used to say, try to be grown.
Yeah, trying to be grown, yeah. So we wanted just to create an environment, man, where our kids, especially kids that are, you know, believers that are trying to live right, you know, just an environment where they can come and enjoy themselves and not have to be involved in those type of temptations, man. So parents that are really trying to get their kids to live right really took advantage of it, you know, because they see the benefit of it. Like, shoot, you know, This is an environment where our kids can have fun and still, you know, not have to be caught up in that type of environment. So.
Yeah. Now I've been fortunate to be the prom DJ for a couple of years. And one thing I do like, that I really like about the Christian prom is the opportunity to share so much of Christian hip hop or gospel, as they say, gospel R&B, that really that's something that's geared to the youth, that has a flavor that the kids can identify. So, what are some of the within the Christian Prom at Faith Tabernacle Christian Center? There was a time that you'll always have a theme. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, so one thing that we always do is we make sure that we do a theme. Some of the things that we actually had, we had like a night under the sea, and it was kind of like an Aquaman type theme. We've actually done like a sneaker ball. I remember one time we did Wakanda. We did a night at the Oscars, which was really cool. Marvel superheroes. We did like a night in France, a night in Paris, an Egyptian theme. And also, I remember one time we did like Hollywood celebrities. And so at each prom, when we do this, like not only is the room decorated to represent these themes, but we have people who dress up, you know what I'm saying? So if we did a night at the Oscars, you might have people who dress up like people who have won particular Oscars, you know, people who dress up like Marvel comics. You know, you may have somebody dressed up like Spider-Man or Incredible Hulk, or so we really, really go all out to try to make sure that the atmosphere is conducive and looks like the thing that we're really trying to present. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really, really cool. I don't know how much they do of that when they do in the high school proms, but I know we try to change the theme every year and just give the kids something different, you know, when they come in there so that they could be excited to see and have enough people in place dressed up as those characters to make it look like they get that experience of you know, Aquaman or whatever. So those are some of the things that we actually done.
So what is this year's theme?
This year's theme is a Starry Night in Paris. So it's going to be a Paris theme this year. It'll be a Starry Night in Paris that we actually doing this year.
Now that's great, and this is also something different because typically nobody would know the theme until the night of, and so kids will be dressed up for the prom, but then they will walk in and it will look like Foot Locker or it look like Wakanda. Yeah, so that's another thing that I love about the Faith Tabernacle Christian Center Christian Prom, that you know, the theme is always different, and so and the kids get opportunity to enjoy good Christian gospel music as well as enjoy the theme. And then there's some games that come along with these themes, right?
Yeah, so we're always going to have activities. Like we'll do gospel karaoke, you know, there's games that we play like Name That Tune, like somebody will play a part of a tune, the band will play, and then they got to name that tune. And then we always do like Best Dress, of course. We have a game that they do like Create Your Own Song. So a lot of times different people, when they come in and sit down at the tables, you know, we create a game where that table has to get up and together and like make a song based off of a theme that we giving them. So it might be like a movie title, and then they got to get together and make a song out of that movie title together. So it really helps the kids to kind of interact together and have fun together. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely always doing activities and stuff like that to make sure that they can join together and have fun. Also, man, too, another thing is we also give away awards to the kids who invite the most people and stuff like that. So it's a lot of stuff that, you know, free stuff that we're giving away and activities that we're doing on that night to help make sure that we keep the kids' attention to stuff and that they enjoy the stuff while they're there.
And man, that is great, because for the Christian Prom, there is like, it's from, what are the age requirements to participate in this Christian Prom?
So it's actually freshmen in high school all the way up to freshmen in college. You know, so freshmen in high school, if you're a freshman in high school, all the way up to a freshman in college, you can participate in the prom.
Awesome. So, and your students or those who attend, where are they coming from? Are they just coming from the St. Paul's area?
Nah, man. So, like, over the years, we've had college kids that have come from, like, UNCP, Pembroke, you know, Fayetteville State, Fayetteville Tech. We got Lumberton High School people who attend. I've had people from St. Paul's, of course, and then West Bladen, E. Smith, I've had students that have come from Southview over the years, Terry Sanford, all the way East Bladen. And then, man, we've had people who have come all the way from like Raleigh. You know, I remember some parents in churches bringing their kids all the way from Raleigh because, you know, they had said that they had never experienced anything like this and they heard about it and they wanted to actually bring their kids to something that was, you know, a Christian environment that was more conducive for them. And so they came all the way from Raleigh. So
Yeah,
we got people that come from a lot of places.
absolutely, man, because again, this is something that I know for this area we have never heard, and so as Faith Tabernacle was doing it, I mean, Faith Tabernacle is like a trendsetter in terms of a Christian gospel prom. So
Yeah.
so along with
Yeah.
the Christian prom and with the activities, like you said, you have a national recording artist. So tell us about some of the past artists that you've had for your Christian prom.
So we've had, man, people all the way from Canton Jones. We've had Kiara Shearer to come in, Jordan Armstrong, Willie Moore Jr., Demeter Haddon. The Truth has been there. Jay Moss, I remember Jay Moss was there. We had Uncle Reese, Miley Music, 1K Few. So it's like we've had all types of diverse gospel artists, just to name a few. And like I said, every year we're going to strive to bring in a national recording gospel artist to come in, you know, to that prom for those kids to have, which I don't know of any high school that's bringing in no recording artist to the high school prom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that is awesome. So who's the national recording artist that will be attending or performing for the Christian prom?
So this year we got Mike Teasy, you know what I'm saying? So Mike Teasy going to be in the building. Mike Teasy is a national recording artist. You know, he done been on tour and on stages with Kirk Franklin, Mike Todd, you know. So he's another national recording artist that will actually be in the building this year. It's going to be Mike Teasy.
Yeah.
Real dope too.
So, and I mean, this is awesome that you have a Christian prom with different themes, with national recording artists. So I know for the kids to attend. So what's the charge for the Christian prom?
Man, it's free. It's free, bro. It's no charge. Like, and then the thing is, man, you know, I was just asking, you know, other kids like that are in college or that have went to their high school prom, and all of them was like they had to pay like $75 or more to actually go to those proms. It wasn't free. You know what I'm saying? So this prom is absolutely free. All you got to do is register, show up, and come out and have a good time. You know, and like I said, I know for a fact that what we're bringing to the table, we're bringing in the artists, the work that we do behind the scenes to get everything prepared, and you know, the changing of the themes. Like, I know the high school's not doing that. Matter of fact, man, every time when we have the prom, and I talk to kids who actually may have went to their high school prom as well, they always say that the Christian prom was way better.
Yeah.
They always say that.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And I know this is like your first year stepping into this position as youth pastor. And and I remember Eric Sanders would say that even with him teaching at different schools, you know, the Christian prom still was better than the prom that he was principal over. So, I mean, that speaks volumes to what the level of ministry that Faith Tabernacle Christian Center is doing. Now, it is Wednesday and the prom is Friday. Is it still possible for youth between freshmen, from ninth grade to freshman in college, is it still possible for them to attend?
Yeah, it's possible for them to attend. Like, all they got to do, they can call the church, actually, at 910-865-5252, because we're trying to get everybody to register. You know, or you can go onto the church website, which is ftccenter.org, and you can register there. But even if you don't get registered, we want you to get registered. But if you don't get registered, still show up and we'll register you that night.
Wow.
Yeah, so don't think like, I wasn't able to call the church, I wasn't able to get through, I wasn't able to go online. Just show up. We'll still make sure you get registered that night. So show up and you still can get registered that night. But if you can register, it would be better so it gives us an idea of, how many people to actually prepare for. But if you don't get a chance to, still show up. We got it.
Now, look, Brother Sean, I was trying to attend as a chaperone back in the day. Now, is it possible for? Are you still accepting chaperones? And is there a requirement that they have X number of kids?
Yeah, most definitely, man. If you've got at least 5 kids coming, you know what I'm saying, you can definitely come with those kids as a chaperone. If it's a church leader, and they got like 5 kids that want to come, they can definitely show up with that child as a chaperone. So 5 kids as a chaperone.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And I will tell you, to any youth pastor, any youth advisor, this is something that you would really want your youth to attend, because again, like Sean said, it is a different experience. It's a different prom experience, something that they will never experience at their local prom. No knock to the other prom, the school proms, but this is a prom that really is enjoyable as well as spirit-filled, and the kids have a great time.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
So look, Sean, thank you, man. And look, you have been a part of Faith Tabernacle for quite some time, and you have participated in the Christian prom. And so are we looking for your participation come Friday?
Yeah, definitely. So definitely. So I am also a gospel rap artist, and so definitely I'll also be on the microphone Friday night as well. Most definitely we'll be in the house doing what we do.
And look, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I want you to kind of share of the impact that you've seen through your ministry of Christian hip hop.
Man, it's the thing that I've always wanted to do, man, is to let young people know that you could be a Christian, you could be saved, and it's cool to be saved. There's this negative, narrative that's pushed a lot of times in school. It's like, oh, you a Christian, that's boring, that's corny. If you a Christian, you a lame. And it's so far from the truth. That's not true. I always think about it like this, man. If we was on the boat with Jesus, right, and when Jesus was on the boat with the disciples, and a storm came up, and Jesus would stand up and he would speak and tell the winds and the sea to obey. Peace, be still. Like, everybody on that boat, after he does this, is going to be looking at this dude like, man, Jesus, man, that's a cool dude. Like, he speaks to the winds and they obey.
Right.
Like, so I'm like, that's Denzel Washington cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude he got, you know what I'm saying? That's Spider-Man cool. That's the coolest thing that you could actually do, is actually have peace. And so as a believer, man, as young people, we have to really realize that because we have the peace of God on the inside of us, when we step in the room, we change the whole environment. So it's like a room can be chaotic. Imagine you in a room and chaos is going on, and somebody just walk in the room, they're like, hey, man, chill out, peace. Y'all calm down. And the whole atmosphere changed. Everybody in the room, attention is going to be directed on, what is it that they got that they can step into this chaos and just shift the atmosphere like that.
Yeah.
That's peace.
Yes,
and
sir.
having peace is cool. So I always been like, we just really need to let people know that, young people know, all people know that, man, being saved is the coolest thing you have, because you got the peace that nobody else ain't got. You know what I'm saying? And so even through Christian hip hop, through my music, I always try to make sure that I let people know that, that having God is being saved is the most peaceful thing that you can actually do. And then another thing, man, is a lot of people don't know that it's a lot of gospel music out there that they can listen to.
Right.
Of course, we already know the secular hip hop that we got, and pushing drugs and, women and all these things. These things are negative things and negative influences that we actually don't want our kids to actually be involved in. But if we could take, still a hot beat that they can vibe to, ride around in a car to, and put some positive gospel music on top of it,
yes,
and
sir.
inspiring, edifying gospel music on top of it,
yes,
it's
sir.
life-changing. Because let's not forget, man, you know, at the end of the day, it's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
And when I ride in the car, man, I love Fred Hammond. I love Karen Clark Shearer. But, you know, sometimes I want to hear something with a different little beat to it, you know what I'm saying? But I still want to hear a positive message, and I still want to hear about the kingdom while I'm rocking to that beat.
Yes, sir.
And so I think Christian hip-hop creates that lane where I can still be able to have the best of a nice beat that I'm vibing to. It's not churchy at the time, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm getting a positive message. And I think that's the most important thing about Christian hip-hop that people miss and overlook.
Look, we're talking to Sean Rich, who is the youth pastor at Faith Tabernacle Christian Center. Sean, thank you for taking the time out to share to our listening audience and to our viewers about this upcoming Faith Tabernacle Christian Prom 2026, a starry night in Paris that will feature a national recording artist, Mike Teasy. Sean, again, thank you for your time, and I want you to give. We want to give you the final word to share anything that we may have forgotten to talk about, or anything that you want to reiterate to our listening audience about them being a part of this wonderful Christian prom.
Yeah, man. So, you know, first of all, thank you again, man, for, you know, allowing me to come on and share. And I really appreciate that. Also, one thing that I do want to say, man, to everybody is that one thing that I really, really, really like about the Christian prom is that, like I said, it's a Christian environment. And the other thing is, like, man, it's always been powerful to be able to see kids come in, they having a good time, you know, they having fun with their friends, and then the power of God moves and the atmosphere shifts. You know what I'm saying? And then kids go from just having fun to actually praising God, you know, and even we've had kids to, you know, give their life to God that night at the prom, you know. That's like, man, I didn't know Christians could have this much fun. I didn't know that being saved was this cool, you know. So we have kids that come that aren't believers that actually give their life to Christ. We have kids who rededicate their life to Christ on that night. So just being able to be in an environment, it's all about putting your kids in the right environment. You know what I'm saying? That's with anything you do. It's about putting them in the environment. So if you can get your kids to come out to an environment, it will be like this.
Yeah, man. Look, and Sean, you and I always like to joke, but I mean that is a powerful testimony. Look, man, I went to a prom and I got saved. Oh man. Look, thank you again, Sean, and we'll definitely be pushing out this ad coming from Faith Tabernacle Christian Center, reminding you to be a part of it. It's not too late. Like Sean said, you can actually get there and they'll register you in. It's free. You don't want to miss it. Certainly, the Christian Prom 2026 for Faith Tabernacle Christian Center.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you too, man.
All right, love, bro.